Hey, what's going on, guys? In this video, we're going to find the area of a rhombus and a kite. So in the textbook, there's a bunch of formulas. Well, there's really like one formula for how to do this. But if you look at it, right, these objects are essentially just a bunch of triangles stitched together. And we know that the area of a triangle, right, is 1/2 base times height. But I'll show you another cool trick on finding these areas, and it's all about kind of restitching the triangles together in a new way. So if we take a look at the first one here, right, there's these two smaller triangles, which I'll color code green, and then there's these two longer triangles, which we'll color code orange. And what I want to do is I just want to rearrange it, or like I said, restitch it together. So why don't we draw this is the right side of the image. All right, so I've got one of those green sections there, and I've got kind of this orange section there. And then I'm going to restitch the left side just by rotating those triangles. Okay, so this triangle, I'm just rotating it around and stitching it there, and then this orange triangle, just rotating it and stitching it there. So by doing that, we have a much more familiar shape, which is a rectangle, and rectangles are super easy to find, to calculate the area of. It's just the length times the width. Okay. Now this rectangle has the same length or height as the kite here, so that's 11 feet. Okay, but the width here, well, the original width is 5 feet across. Okay, so if we just look at one of those green triangles, it's only going to be half of that, so 2.5. Okay, and that tells us that our rectangle over here is just 2.5 feet wide. So by restitching, we form a rectangle, and the area of a rectangle is length times width. So 2.5 times 11. And let me go ahead and calculate that for you guys. 27.5. Right, now since we're talking about area, area has two dimensions, length and width, so its units are going to be squared units, right, because of the two dimensions. So we'll say feet squared. Right, so this restitching strategy is going to work again here in part B, right? We can just take, let's color code it here. So let's do the top ones in orange, and then the bottom ones in green. So I'll copy the right side of this figure. Something like that. Okay. There's the orange piece. There's the green piece. Okay. And then I'll take the triangles from the left half of the figure and restitch them over here like this. Okay, so that's the second orange piece there, and that's the second green piece there. So by restitching those four triangles together, we can form a rectangle. So the original height was 10, and that hasn't changed. The original width was 24, but if I just look at the width right there, half of 24 is 12. Okay, so the width of this rectangle is 12. All right, so the area of a rectangle, length times width, 12 times 10, or 120. Okay. Area has two dimensions, so the units will be squared units, so millimeters squared. All right, so hope you found this helpful. It's probably kind of intuitive to you anyways, right? Just kind of take the four triangles and kind of reorganize them, or like I say, restitch them together. All right, thank you so much for watching and hope to see you in the next video.